Hello, Mike here, and I want to talk a little bit about the farmers markets in Lawrence County. Now, we do have several of them. The main two, I guess, that most people would recognize as being a true farmers market is the Loretto Farmers Market and then the Lawrenceburg Farmers Market. The Loretto Farmers Market meets every Friday. Okay, this would be Friday afternoons starting at about 4:30 to about 6. Now, I think sometimes they'll say 7, but of course anybody that's ever been to a farmer's market knows be there as close to 4:30 as you can, all right? A lot of them will set up earlier so you can go by, but they can't really, I think, technically sell anything until at least 4:30. So once 4:30 starts, they'll say, okay, and everybody will go. Now, the Lawrenceburg Farmers Market meets on the square, Lawrenceburg Square, at 9 a.m. or so on Saturday mornings. I say or so because keep in mind any of these things can change. There could be one year where they might change on a different ending. The Lawrenceburg Square Farmers Market typically goes from 9 to about 1 p.m. Okay, so that's going to give you a good span. Again, you're going to get more variety of things if you're standing there at 9 a.m. than you are at 10 a.m. because somebody can come in and buy a bunch of stuff and it's not there for everybody else. It's not like they have just an infinite amount of things packed in a warehouse. Now, I will say this about the Loretto Square or the Loretto Farmers Market. I will say that they tend to be a lot more strict on just what comes in and to be a vendor at that particular farmer's market. So, for example, if you live too far away from it, you can't get in. If you don't make every single bit of or produce or grow everything that you're putting in your tent, you know what I mean, or your table, you don't get in. So you're not going to resell some junkety piece, you know what I mean, that you bought from somewhere else and then just supply at your table at the Loretto Farmers Market. So if you go to that, you will be finding the people who actually made it. Lawrenceburg's not as strict, but they kind of want to keep that same vibe. They want you to at least have something to do with it. So if you sell a shirt, it better be a shirt that you've personally printed, and you know what I mean. And I'm just using that as an example. I don't think I've even seen many shirts up there, but they are a little bit more lax on their standards, I'd say, to who gets in and who doesn't. Now, Loretto does have a second Saturday. Now, you might be listening to this in the future where it might be a first, second, or third, or fourth Saturday, but they'll have a day, not on Friday, it'll be on Saturday, where they'll have another farmer's market of sort, you know what I mean, but the vendors are a lot less strict. You know, they're not as they're going to be a lot more allowances made for that second Saturday. So the jewelry people that just, you know, make something up and then put it on an already built necklace or something like that, those are going to be there. People that make toys, people that make I don't know, cotton candy or something. I don't just what you see at like a lot of these little fairs and stuff are what's going to be there on those days, where the Lawrenceburg Square typically doesn't have that as much. Okay, there's usually just one big event. Then they'll have a second Saturday evening thing where they'll watch a movie, usually brought to you by a sponsor, and they'll watch a movie, and then they'll have some the people that do things like that over there then. And that's kind of with how the two judge themselves a little bit differently. So a little bit about the vendors. Some of the baking stuff is phenomenal at both places. Sometimes because it is a sale that happens on Friday afternoon, say for example the Loretto Farmers Market, because it's 4:30 till 6 or 7 in the afternoon on Fridays. Sometimes you'll see those same vendors on Saturday morning set up at the Lawrenceburg Farmers Market. So if you miss one, sometimes if you know what vendor is your favorite, you know what I mean? Like, we get a lot of stuff from Corbett Farms, super nice, super neat family. We get stuff from them. They do set up at both. However, TR Bird Farms, the guys that we get these eggs from, and oh my goodness, if you haven't went over to our Amish of Etheridge page and see the like comparison that I did with the actual Cajun eggs from Louisiana and some of the Amish variety. These things are great. Oh my! If you like a pickled egg, you'll love them. And of course, some of the other things you can get. And of course, they only set up. I'm talking about the. Okay, let me say this. Talking about the bird farms, or TR Bird Farms, they only set up at the Loretto store, so they will not be at the Lawrenceburg Market as of July 2024 when I'm recording this. But places like the Corbett Farms, this is you could find them at both currently. Now, if there is a Labor Day event somewhere bigger, you might find both of them over there. They won't be at either sale. So keep in mind that if it's a slow day in the rest of the state, sometimes you'll find them at the Loretto or the Lawrenceburg Market, because like I said, you can't live but so far away from the Loretto Market. So vendors are going to be a little different. Also, the Ponderosa Trading Company makes a lot of our men's stuff, our soaps, our conditioners, our as far as head soap, or what we would call a shampoo puck for your hair, and a bunch of different things. Shaving, if for you guys that do wet shaving, that's what I always do. I have a double-edged razor, you know what I mean? So I got the little cup that makes the little frothy soap, and you put it on you before you shave. They have a bunch of those things. They have felted soaps. So it's not just guys, it's ladies stuff too. And they're over there. A bunch of different people that grow produce. Now, of course, I've got Amish varieties. The Amish of Etheridge is one of our pages. So naturally, I am aware that everybody's going to come up to see the Amish, and you're going to say, "Does the Amish make?" And you fill in the blank, and that Amish person sometimes looks at you like, "No," Like, for example, if you want a birdhouse, okay, and you want it to be pink and frilly and whatever, the Amish are probably not going to make that for you. That is too worldly. It's too outside of they're not even going to buy the paint. So they're going to make you a plain birdhouse. But if you're like, but I really want one of those that look like a home, and it's got this stuff, and it's got a little front porch, and you're going to have to go to the farmer's market where a lady makes these. It's all by hand. It all starts off with little planks, and she nails it together and puts it together, paints it, all kinds of different stuff. And you can custom make some. Some of them look like guitars and all that sort of thing, and they're birdhouses. Some of them aren't even birdhouses at all. They're actually coin banks for kids. They have a little door so you don't have to break it. It's kind of an alternative to a piggy bank. So she makes a whole host of these different things. So I believe if you're looking at which one to attend, I would say both of them, because, for example, a lot of the meat people don't go to the, right now, I'm just saying it right now, a lot of your meat places don't go to the Loretto Farmers Market. But Piney Creek, or Piney, oh man, what is their name? Piney, I think it's called Piney Creek. Maybe that's it. Anyway, there is some that go to the Lawrenceburg Farmers, or their Farmers Market, that you can buy from directly there. It's really good, local, grass-fed. I think they got some corn finish to them to some degree, because sometimes if you've ever had a grass-fed, grass-finished steak, it can be a little off-putting if you're used to grain-fed cows. So they have kind of a little bit of a mix. It makes that easier of a transition if you're trying to go that direction. And then they make some really good meats. I think this past time we had a photo booth, I think, at the Lawrenceburg Farmers Market. You have some people that do pickling of some different variety. There's a lot of places to buy different drinks, as the brew is also there with Michelle Gantz. There's a reason why I think if you're going to go to one, you should probably go to both. And that's because you could do a Friday night, Saturday morning kind of thing that gets you out of the house a little bit, and you can see kind of a different type of vendor as you go. So I definitely recommend both. It also ties in, let me just say that again, with the Amish stuff. Here's some green tomato chow chow, hot, it says. And we know that one of the biggest draws here in Lawrence County is that we have the largest Amish community in the South. They're a Swartzentruber division, so they have the least amount of technology. And our group, according to Eric Westner of Amish America, is his second favorite. Think about this. The guy that runs Amish America since 2006, Eric Westner, we're the same age, we're actually friends in real life. He says Etheridge, Tennessee is his second favorite, only to Wayne County, Ohio, which has like 30,000 Amish people versus our 2,500. You know what I mean? It's a lot bigger. It's one of the biggest places, and of course, it's got a tourism type stuff that's beyond ours because they have the people and they have bigger cities next to it, so they have the population. We happen to be between Nashville and Huntsville. Of course, Rocket City and Music City. There's a lot of traffic between us, and 43 tends to get a lot, especially if you've went and done the Music City tours or the Muscle Shoals studio tours. So you're going to go right through 43, which the Amish community is right there on the way. So it gets a large draw. So since both of these sales are right off 43, and it keeps a lot of people into the farmers markets. And a lot of people that pass by them probably shouldn't. You should probably stop by. As you can see that's going on behind me, there's a lot of good stuff you can have here at the farmers markets. However, they're only on Friday afternoon for Loretto and Saturday morning with the Lawrenceburg Farmers Market. So what do you do in the meantime? Well, glad you said. The Rustic Hinge is a great place to check out because there's about 30 plus vendors that are inside a one store. So a lot of people that have the vendor placements in some of the farmers markets have places inside the inside the Rustic Hinge. I did the pizza thing earlier, so that's why I said that. They go inside the Rustic Hinge just north of town. You can basically see it from the Best Western Plus. Anyway, inside that store is a huge amount of vendors that have things inside the store as well as outside in the farmers market. They make them, they supply their spot inside there. There's also a few places in some of our antique shops, places like the Spotted Cow. You know what I mean? There's a lot of places around that have a vendor place that have interesting products. I mean, they're just interesting. We even have a place called the Bubble Bakery where you can get salts and stuff for bubble baths. I mean, it's basically all, I'm not saying bath salt, I'm just saying, you know, like the kind of stuff you'd put in a bath. It heats up and it activates and it makes your bath, you know, make this like almost aromatherapy. Kids love this stuff, you know, and it doesn't bother your skin. The lady that works there is the one that owns or that makes the products, knows all about it. So it's a really interesting place. So what I'm saying is, if you didn't know some of these things exist here in Lawrence County, you might go right through them and never know it. So I would challenge you to stop and at least check it out. Most of the farmers markets are cash only, or they'll have a little card swipey thing, but just try to put away a little bit of cash so that you can always, if you're going to go Amishing, because obviously there's no electricity, when you talk about the internet, they just look at you like, what are you talking about? And, you know, all that sort of thing. So you have to have cash to go to the Amish. So if you have any cash, there's plenty of ATMs and banks along the way. And anyway, you can stop at one of the farmers markets to get something like these TR bird eggs or some of the wonderful, I mean, the salsa. Oh, man. If you go to Corbett Farms, tell them you want some salsa. And if you want to see a comparison, you know, run over to the Amish of Etheridge site and we'll check it out there, because I do some comparisons between products you can get at Walmart and some of the products you can get from the Amish. I take a camera that's above me here and shines on the table, and I'll show you, dish them out. I'll try them in front of you and tell you what I think. And that makes it pretty interesting. Or if you like a particular brand and you want to know if the Amish variety is better, or if you bought the Amish variety and you see one in the store and see which one is better, we do a lot of these kind of comparison videos. But this one I wanted to take a time out of my day just to talk about the awareness of the farmers markets and why you should attend both. I love going. You can't find certain things in a store that matches the quality you can get from the actual farmer and maker that has poured their time and energy into making these particular products. You know, my daughter bought a rat. I mean, it's a white rat. Of course, it's way more safe than a real rat, but it's a white rat. It is. I mean, the lady who sewed it she's just magical. She can make these toys. She makes Bluey dolls, Peppa Pigs, all that kind of stuff, I believe. And anyway, you can get different characters made. I don't know if it's quite crochet. I don't know really what it is as far as the stitching method, but it's phenomenal quality. And you can get it right there at the Loretto Farmers Market. You know what I mean? I mean, it's great stuff. So I would like for everybody to stop in, and if you can't, say for example, it's Friday and Saturday, stop by the Rustic Hinge, because they're going to have a lot of things like that inside their store and some of the other places around town. Anyway, I hope you like this kind of video, and if you really want to see some comparisons, be sure to check out some of our other pages, like the Amish of Etheridge, Amish and Mennonite, and of course here at Visit Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, and see some of the things that we've done, all right? You know what I mean? Because we try to show you guys the best of. We have a pizza comparison kind of video. We got some best of steaks, ribs, all that sort of places. We talk about some of the places to stay. You know, it's just a real interesting group of things that we do. We try not to advertise on these particular type videos, but advertising is available. None of the people that I talk about pay anything as far as what I said today. So anyway, I hope that helps anybody that might think there's a little bit of a confusion or a little bit of they must have paid you to say something. They did not. I paid for all of this stuff with my own money, so I can say whatever I need to about it, and I think they're all positive. So that's my opinion on the matter of what the quality of products and stuff you can get here. But I do hope you go ahead and click on our name, go to the video section and click in some of those videos, and see if there's another video that you would like to watch even more than this one. And I hope to see you in that other video. Anyway, we'll see you. Bye-bye.